Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a story about my two fathers. My poor dad was a school teacher, very smart man. And my rich dad never went to school.
Have you ever dreamed of becoming a millionaire? What if I told you that it's possible to achieve that goal in just 1 year? According to Robert Kiyosaki, the famous author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, those who listen to him will become millionaires by next year.
So starting at the age of 9, growing up in Hawaii, the information was different, the advice was different. So I think most of your viewers out there sitting inside their head are the words from their mother and father. Go to school, get a job, pay taxes, save money, buy a house because it's an asset, get out of debt, and invest in the stock market. That creates poor people. It's a hypnosis train going through your brain. So when people say, how do I change my life? Well, you change those words. I wouldn't go to school because you learn nothing about money in school. I wouldn't get a job because if I have a job, I'm an employee. And then I'd pay taxes, and I don't pay taxes. And I don't save money. And I use debt to get rich. And I don't invest in the stock market. That's why I'm rich. And so the young people who are listening right now are saying, but that's what my mom and dad said. But that's what mom and dad say all over the world. So to the young people, I just say challenge or question what you've been taught. Because from the Bible, I'm not religious, the word becomes flesh. So if you say, go to school, and you say, but I learned nothing about money. Get a job, you become an employee. If you're an employee, you work for money, I pay taxes. Then they tell you to save money. Why would you save money when the government's printing money? And get out of debt. Well, debt is money. I use debt to get rich. Most people use debt to get poor and invest in the stock market. I don't invest in the stock market. So when you wonder why so many people struggle financially, is they haven't challenged the hypnosis, the words. Go to school, get a job, work hard, save money, pay taxes. Until you question those hypnotic trances, you don't change.
To achieve financial freedom, we must invest in learning about investing, real estate, stocks, and entrepreneurship. Assets over liabilities. Robert Kiyosaki strongly advocates prioritizing assets over liabilities on your financial journey. Let's lend our ears to the expert as he shares his invaluable insights.
Income, expense, asset, liability. So debt falls in here. So let's say I'm going to buy. Everybody says, I'm going to buy a house. And everybody says, my house is an asset. That's not true. Your house is a liability. I don't care if you have no debt on it or not. A house is a liability. Same as if you have a car. A car is a liability. And the reason for that is, as we talked about earlier, the 6 words that are basics of financial education, financial intelligence. Income, expense, asset, liability. And the 2 other words are cash flow.
Focus on building a portfolio of assets such as real estate, businesses, and investments to create wealth. The cash flow quadrant. The cash flow quadrant is a critical concept in Kiyosaki's teachings. Listen to his explanation.
So when you look at the average person, they have a job, money comes in here, they pay for their house, and the money goes to a bank through a mortgage. So it's not an asset because the cash is flowing out, so it's a liability. So the definition of liability, does it take money from your pocket? And for an asset, does it put money in your pocket? So when I have a rental property here, it puts money in my pocket. So if I live in the house, it's a liability, because even if I have no debt on it, I still have taxes, depreciation, repairs, and upkeep, insurance, and all this. When I rent a property, I've done a good job buying it and structuring it. Every month it sends me money. So I started off when I was 25, I had a little 1-bedroom condo. And it put 25 bucks in my pocket. It was a start. So this was good debt. You see, the debt also went out and paid, but it also put $25 in my pocket. So net, I was making money from my little house. So today, my wife and I own 6,500 of them. And every month, 6,500 houses put money in my pocket. My people who live in them love me and all this because they have a place to live. But all of this comes from debt. So they're 100% finance here. It's all debt. So this is good debt. And what makes it good debt are the two most important words. Cash flow. Does that make sense to you?
The transition from being an employee, E, or self-employed, S, to becoming a business owner, B, or investor, I, for financial success. Leveraging debt. Kiyosaki also shares his thoughts on leveraging debt for wealth creation. Here's his take.
So what most people do is they have student loan debt, SL, and that debt is going out this way. You know, it doesn't put any money in your pocket. You can say, well, I have a job. Well, that's still you working for it. So I don't work for any of this money here. I do this job once, set the deal up. Every year I add more and more and more of it. I'm borrowing money from here. It's coming here and going this way. So the debt is putting money in my pocket, and bad debt is taking money from my pocket.
Use debt strategically to invest in income-generating assets and grow your wealth. Surround yourself with a great team. According to Kiyosaki, surrounding yourself with a great team is essential. Let's hear it from him.
Average guy is coming out there, you know, like, oh, I got an A, I went to Princeton, I went to Harvard, and then corporate America comes out and they go, boom. So that's why when I talk to young people, I say, look, it's a team sport. So the first person I have is a bookkeeper. Bookkeeper is the lowest paid person on my team, but the most important.
Right.
The bookkeeper then keeps the accurate records that my accountant can use, and my attorney can use, and my banker can use. That's the combination there. And my banker, my attorney, and my accountant must work together as a team. Most people, their bankers, accountants, and attorneys don't work together as teams. Because in school, we're taught to take our tests on our own. If you ask for help, you're cheating. In my world, it's called cooperation.
Work with mentors, financial planners, attorneys, and accountants to help you navigate your path to wealth. Pay yourself first. Lastly, Kiyosaki highlights the importance of paying yourself first. Check out his advice.
I make so much money, I just kind of, my bookkeeper calls up and says, you got to pay taxes. He goes, okay. But I'm saying, the message I want everybody to hear is the world is finding out that this is fake. It's not fiat, it's fake. And so the reason I don't get invited to CNBC anymore is because when I'm on there, I say I do not invest in anything that can be printed. You can print this.